Hello everybody, my name is hirayuki and I welcome you guys to the new series on my channel known as the Master Series, also known as the Way of the Blank series. I can't reveal what the blank is just yet because that will be revealed in due time during today's video. If you haven't done so yet, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and remember to turn the notification bell on so the algorithm gods can get fed so you guys are always updated on new content that come to my channel. This is the first new series on my channel. I'm excited to get 2025 properly underway with the start of the Master Series. So what exactly is the Master Series? Well, basically I'm going to be trying to get to Masters on a certain character in Street Fighter. For anyone who's been watching my streams over on my Twitch, you guys will already know who that character is. To everyone who's watching my YouTube content, this is going to be your first time finding out who the character will be.
Choose your character.
Now, Street Fighter 6 has a plethora of characters. There are so many characters to pick in Street Fighter 6. We could go with a character like Cammy, who's a high-tier character. We could go with a kind of unique character by picking Manon or Jamie or Luke, some of the newer characters. Or we could play JP and become a Zona. They've got so many different options when it comes to Street Fighter 6. However, there's one option that always comes to mind. One option that I don't think anyone expected, but I'm excited to announce that the character I will be getting the Masters with is Dhalsim. Yes, that is right. So this series is actually called The Journey to Masters, The Way of the Yoga. Now you might be thinking, why Dhalsim? He's literally the lowest character in Street Fighter 6 for player usage. He literally sits at number 24 with 0.945% of players. For context for how crazy this actually is, there is currently on average over 4 million people who own Street Fighter 6, and there is only 37,800 Dhalsim players. So why have I, out of all of these characters, decided to join them 37,000? Well, it all came from a meme. So basically, in a Discord I'm in, there was a floating meme going around that I was a Masters Dhalsim player, and at first I did keep trying to avoid the case. I kept saying, nah, I'm not a Masters Dhalsim player. And then one day I was like looking at Street Fighter 6. I was planning on getting back into it. And I was looking at all the characters. And I clicked on Dhalsim randomly. I actually spun a wheel and I landed on Dhalsim. And I was like, I'll give him a go. I probably won't like him, but I'll give him a go. So I went into training lab, had some practice, and went into some games. And what happened next was very unexpected. Before going into ranked matches, I've decided to go into the training room just to have a look at all of Dhalsim's moves and figure out what moves I kind of wanted to utilize during these lower ranks. Granted, I didn't really do the best job of really utilizing this time in training. I think I was just a lot of the time just trying to theory craft a lot of stuff that wasn't feasibly possible, and I think that kind of like ruined the time I spent training. But like in my head I knew there was a couple moves that I really wanted to focus on in my kit, especially being Yoga Arch and Yoga Comet. Yoga Comet is a really good overdrive move because when you do it in the air and you overdrive it, you actually get a chance to teleport to the other side, which is going to be very good for doing mix-ups. But the main star of the show will be the Yoga Arch. The Yoga Arch mainly focuses on firing up a anti-airable projectile that will hit them in the air if they're jumping, but also is really good for setting up, or I like to call it, schmixing. The idea behind schmixing is I just want to be able to get into my opponent's face and do as much damage as possible. So the idea that I was going for in these lower ranks is to get them on the ground with a knockdown. A lot of one of Dhalsim's air moves, heavy punch, leads to a knockdown, and then basically I set up the yoga arch, the OD version. The fireball shoots up, it bounces, and then I get in close. And most of the time during these lower ranks, it very much was the case. This very much was the case, and we managed to get a lot of damage onto the opponents. So now getting into the actual matches themselves, going into them, I knew for a fact that these were the two moves I wanted to incorporate the most, and the results were a lot better than I expected. We kind of did breeze through Iron. We started out in Iron 3 and we went on a really big win streak. We didn't really drop any games whatsoever. Eventually we did manage to make it out of Iron and managed to get into Bronze, and we were still on quite a bit of a win streak until we got to Bronze. And then I encountered the first challenge that was really going to test my skills from the get-go, and that was against a Kami. And to make it even worse, this was both our rank up opportunities, which means this was going to be a very important match. And even though we only went up from Iron to Bronze during the first part of the gameplay, you can obviously tell there is like a big difference between Iron and Bronze. Even if it may not be obvious, you can tell that when you get to Bronze, people kind of know a little bit more than Iron players, which is to be expected. You know, you're going up a rank. But once again, it was really much kind of a smooth sailing kind of position. We were just kind of going into every game, getting the wins and getting out of bronze quite quickly, and finally we reached our silver rank up match. So to get to the silver, we needed to beat this Ryu twice, and the first game was quite dominant, and we managed to get by and managed to get a really good win against the Ryu. So we were going into the next round knowing that if we can kind of perform the same way we did the previous game, we will get into silver. And this was a very big game, you know. I really like the amount of like progress I made from the start of the stream to where I got to at this point. I was amazed with my strength to keep going during this part, which definitely you'll see in future episodes will start dwindling a bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this silver match, and this will be the last match of today's video. And after all the smoke clears and all the fire, all the yoga fire fades away, we hit silver. It's incredible to think about at the time. I was so happy on stream. I remember I was super hyped about it. It was around midnight at the point of recording, and so I was like, I need to stop now. But going from iron to silver in about, I think it was like 2 hours is very impressive. Especially on Dhalsim, I was so pleased with myself. So the next challenge was going to be hitting gold, and I don't think I was ready for how much of a difference it was from getting from bronze to silver and gold. But that will be for the next video. And with all that being said, guys, my name is Hirayuki. I thank you guys for watching, and hope you guys will enjoy this journey of me trying to get the Masters of Dhalsim. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.